Should we just start talking about the Switch now since you said Switch?
Yeah. Does Nintendo know that that's next week?
Nope.
I think this is like a soft launch. I'm going to go with. Which, is sort of what they're doing. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, no, that's definitely what they're doing by releasing in the spring.
And it gives them the flexibility to cut the price come Christmas time.
You think they're going to cut the price on this?
People ain't buying it. I think they're going to be.
They never cut the price on the Wii U.
Yeah, that was a problem. That was a big problem, not cutting that price. Mm-hmm. That hurt them big time. Price is like the most important thing. So anyway, so now I guess a lot of reviewers have the Switch now, and an embargo must be up today. Some sort of embargo is up today because there's a lot of news that seem to come out. And then
the Zelda one comes up tomorrow. So when this is out, the Zelda embargo will probably be up as well.
Okay. So now these guys are allowed to talk about the hardware itself. And so there's a lot of information coming out about the Joy-Cons becoming disconnected or blocked from the Switch console. Have you guys watched the video?
The Game Explain video?
Game Explain, yes.
Yeah, I watched it because I was curious because I would have connectivity issues with my Wii U controller, and this interests me greatly.
Okay.
On what was going on here, and it looked like, yeah, it's they're not supposed to be line of sight, the Joy-Cons, but it still seems like if you cover them up a little bit or get too far away, that you start getting like intermittent response. Like it doesn't disconnect, it didn't look like, but just it was laggy in the response.
It wasn't working properly, for sure.
Right.
Wombat, did you see that video, the Game Explain video?
No, I just listen to watch people talk about it.
Okay.
I watched
the video because I too wanted to see what this was all about. It seemed like people making a big deal about it. The guy he's covering up the controller with his hand completely, and it loses its signal. Is that so surprising?
I don't know. Take your Xbox controller.
You can take an Xbox controller anywhere in your house.
Yeah, but it's
gonna work.
It's much bigger.
No, it's not a TV. You're not talking about a TV remote. You're talking about a game controller.
It's a teeny little tiny thing. How powerful do you think it's going to be? It's
they should have thought about that when they were making the console.
But why is that going to be an issue?
You with your Andre the Giant hands?
But
it's an issue because
your pointer fingers are going to keep that thing from working.
Yeah, people are reporting that that's happening to them just when it's in that little pseudo controller where you snap the grip.
Oh,
where you snap both of them on there.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering about that. The block,
because that's covering up some of the controller there.
It is,
and then you put your hand on the other half just to hold it. And I can see issues where if you have moderately to large size hands that you could get some connectivity issues with what they were showing.
I see.
Couple that with like it not having like a large range. Like I think I was reading somewhere in the 12 to 15 foot range is where people were really like it was disconnecting. And I don't know, it doesn't make me feel great about this.
People are going to be microwaving popcorn, and it's going to fuck up the connectivity of the controllers while people are playing Zelda. Probably.
Yeah, I just know in my setup, like just where I normally sit, I'm about 10 feet away from the screen.
Sounds about right.
And I mean that's getting close to that range where people are saying that this thing has a lot of issues.
Oh, they're saying that it can't even go 10 feet from the TV?
They're saying it gets worse as you get further away, obviously. But that if you get into that like 12 to 15 foot range.
And then you're using what do they call the brick that goes between the two controllers?
The grip, or you could just be holding it. Like if you have big hands and gripping around that thing.
It looks painful. My hands hurt just even thinking about it. Forget about the connectivity.
But hopefully, I mean, the Pro controller hopefully does not have any of these issues. It doesn't seem like.
Right. I hope not. Takes big batteries. Double A's.
It just seems like there's a second revision of this thing coming sooner rather than later, right?
Of the whole thing?
Yeah. It just doesn't seem. There's so many like little things that don't seem like.
I'm waiting for I feel like there's going to be just the home version.
Well, that's what I've said is I think they need to have two different versions of this thing.
I think there'll be the home version that doesn't have the little screen and it'll cost a third of the price. and that'll be a thing.
I mean, just little things like I looked at the power cord today and I posted this on Twitter as well, but it looks like a 16-bit era power adapter. This thing is not friendly to like power strips or surge protectors. It's a big. It's not super huge, but it's a box. It's not your traditional just like.
It's going to take up at least 3 slots on a power surge.
Yeah, 2 to 3 at the minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready to get a lot of shit for that comment, Chip. I'm just telling you right now. People
for
complaining about the power supply.
But it's such a trivial little thing, but it's just a one example of like
it shows the lack of
design,
attention to detail in the ergonomics of the console,
or just the cheapness. It's cheaper to do that way. Like that's why they didn't want to have like an inner cable like little box or whatever.
Right. They wanted a $90 dock. They just didn't want to put anything inside it except plastic.
Right. Well, and they had to have that adapter because it's got to be mobile. So you have to be able to. They want you to be able to take that cable with you. But who is unplugging that cable from their dock? Like that's not what's going to happen. People are going to buy another cable. It's USB-C, so you should be able to just plug this thing into anything and charge it. So why does the cable that comes with it and the official one that they're selling, why is it such a bad design?
Because it's cheap and they can maximize profit.
Right. Stop doing this.
That's the cheapest one they can get from China and sell it to you for $30 probably. But it comes with the console,
the most
right?
Frustrating thing about Nintendo is that they want to have this high quality product, but then they cut corners like that, and then I just don't think, frankly, that they have as good of design engineers as what like Xbox and PlayStation have. They're still designing it like it's a toy, and that these little things don't make a difference.
Like not having Virtual Console available at launch? Not having online available at launch?
That sucks, but it's not unexpected.
No online at launch?
Not having enough memory in the console? Just that's
another great example. Like
I just saw that. What the fuck? I read that.
Let's release a console that doesn't have enough memory to play the games for the console.
Well, that's not to play the games, but not be able to download a game, like some of the games. If you want to go download only, it has enough memory. It has enough storage. If you buy the cartridge, it doesn't matter. But if you want to download games like a normal person might want to do in 2017. You wouldn't be able to download Dragon Quest Heroes if it came out in America because it's 32 gigs and the console doesn't give you that much free space, which is just crazy. 32 gigs? I mean, how do you excuse that? And the price is really, it's not competitive with Xbox One or PlayStation at all.
The other side of it, sure, you can go buy memory cards and expand the memory. But, okay, well, why do I want to do that? Like, that's not something I want to have to do.
Well, if you're going to do that, you might as well just buy the game on the cartridge because it's the same size as a memory card.
It just frustrates me. Like, I just see so many little things. And again, like, so they make this, like, operational in that kickstand mode. But you can't plug it in while it's in that kickstand mode because the plug of this thing is on the bottom of the
what?
Yeah, you can't plug it in because it wouldn't sit. Your cable would be sitting there. So third parties are selling stands that you can then.
Oh my god! Well, they're happy,
right?
And Nintendo's happy because they get it. They get a cut of that too.
And it's like. I could fix that issue very quickly, like with the design flaw. You just make it so that connector is a little bit further into the plastic on the tablet, and then you're good all the way around. It still works when you stick it in the dock.
That's so weird. But how they? I mean, look, they must know that that's a problem, right?
Do they?
That's easily fixed.
Mm.
That can't be. I mean, come on. This is 2017. These companies, there's billions of dollars at stake here. These companies do a lot of research and have engineers. That's crazy. It seems like, the Switches are really it's priced at a premium. It's priced as like Apple would price people think Apple prices their products. But you're paying a lot of money. And if you actually want a real controller, you got to lay out another $70. You're well over $400 before you have this thing and one game and a normal controller. I mean, these Xbox One S's and PlayStation 4s are going to be dirt cheap by Christmas. They're dirt cheap now. It's going to be pretty weird to see how this thing goes. I don't know. I'm not optimistic, is basically what I'm saying from what I've heard so far.
Hopefully they can fix this Joy-Con thing somehow, but I don't see how without putting out new hardware. That doesn't seem like a firmware fix. That seems like when Apple had that problem where their antenna wasn't working because the human hand was touching the phone.
But yeah, that was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, this seems about to that level on these things.
Wow. Now I'm worried for Nintendo. I hope it doesn't come to that. Like becomes a widespread issue.
Well, they could turn around a redesign of this pretty quickly. I was looking at the DS because I remember that first DS they put out that was just not good.
Yes.
Like the screens were dark and it had that weird shape to it. Like what? I don't even know what to call that thing. Like, I had a bunch of trapezoids put together. Like, I have no idea how they came up with that shape.
Right. Brick, I think.
And then the buttons were like super small, and they didn't feel good on those first DSs. They didn't have enough play to them or anything. And then, like a year and a half later, they came out with the DS Lite, which was amazing. That was like a great form factor. It felt good. It later had the cracking of the hinges problem.
But it looked good.
But it looked good, and
it looked premium. It looked like a premium
right.
product. It looked in white. It looked like an Apple product.
I think we're going to get some new Switches here sometime soon.
Bum bum.
There's just too many little things that could be fixed that aren't quite right on this. But it plays Zelda. I'm looking forward to playing Zelda next week.
Yes, so am I. We can agree on that. I'm not really looking forward to hooking up another thing to my TV.
You don't have to.
No, but I want to play it on my TV. I don't want to look at a little screen. I'm not bringing this thing with me anywhere, pretty much. I'll have my butler do that. It's too big for me.
You're not jumping on board, huh? You're waiting for Rev 2?
If I wait that long, in
right.
general, like if I jump on,
if you ever get there, I think is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. Yeah, I'm not that excited. It's not that I don't like Nintendo. I like Nintendo just fine, maybe more than most. I don't know. Lately, I've just been. Every time it's like, oh, you should play this. I'm like, but this is coming out for the console I already have. So I'd rather have that. At least right now. And even then, I'm still waiting for most things. I'm still waiting for
crazy
Resident Evil to drop
how
the
many
price.
big name games are coming out for the other consoles as this thing launches.
I mean, you have that. What's the game that's coming out next week for the Horizon?
Right.
Horizon comes out on Tuesday.
It's supposed to be amazing.
And I've heard from some reliable sources that game is amazing and maybe better than the Zelda game that's coming out, around the same time. It just doesn't have the name.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised by that. I haven't watched any reviews or anything, but I saw the people were really excited about it and the scores were good. I want to be surprised.
Yeah, which is understandable, but
that's next week, right?
Yes, but that's just anecdotal stories that I've heard from people that have played both, and
Right.
whatever. You can take that with a grain of salt. Everyone's opinion is their opinion. But and I'm not getting either that game or the console. But I did pre-order Mass Effect already. So as far as I'm concerned, I've bought something for March.
That should keep you busy.
That's what I mean. Exactly. I bought something for March that's going to keep me busy, and Mass Effect at this point in my life is as big a franchise for me as Zelda is.
Yeah. I'm going to get that Horizon game and Mass Effect, and we're good to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Zelda, and I got fucking Zelda.
Yeah, I was
Too
going to say,
much.
you're getting
And
Zelda as well.
Fuck, too
and
much.
you're getting Zelda. You're getting all three. You have all three to look forward to.
No, too many.
And like a jerk, you use that Halo Wars code instead of offering it to me. Thanks a lot.
Oh, right. Whatever.
You're never going to play that game.
I'm gonna rent it out. I'll invite people over for a fee.
You'll invite people over for. You can play the game $5 an hour. But
Yes. $10. Come on.
$10 an hour. Yes.
What do you think this is?
Oh,
A
and
charity?
The battery life, too, apparently is 2.5 hours for Zelda.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Sounds like Rev 2 should have a better battery as well.
Sweet.
Just another thing
I'll wait for Rev 2
to throw on to the Rev 2. Because I think Rev 2 could be great. I think it's within reach. I just don't think this version seems not ready yet.
Well, when you're complaining about your Switch, I'll be playing Mass Effect.
I'll be playing that as well.
I know you're getting that too. We're all getting it.
Right.
Am I the only one that's pre-ordered it though so far?
No, I pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered it the same time I pre-ordered Horizon.
You guys are going Xbox on Mass Effect?
I did, yeah.
I did, yes.
When is Scorpio coming out? No.
My next thing was, okay, when Scorpio comes out, is this going to be another Mass Effect thing where saves carry over between Mass Effect?
Oh, shit. Can't I log in with my Origin account? Just suck it up that way.
I don't know if this game has that. I think this is just might be.
It's a MOBA now, right?
Yeah, the new Mass Effect is a MOBA.
Good.
No, I mean, not. I know it's a fresh start, but I'm saying the one after this, the one that would come out on Scorpio.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah.
I see what you're saying. One that wouldn't be compatible with the Xbox One, whatever Mass Effect 5 is going to be. You're way ahead of me on here.
Forget it.
Right.
I don't
I'm
care.
thinking of a Mass Effect, the next one after this. Always think ahead, Wombat.
Yeah, I don't think that far ahead in advance.
Switch Rev.
I got it because I got it on the Xbox because I had credit that was about to expire.
Yes, that is something that happens.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, and I think don't I get to play it a couple of days early?
5.
Yep.
5 days early, so
10 hours
suck it.
worth. That is
Suck
good.
it.
That is a good feature.
Mm-hmm.
Are we done with Nintendo?
Are they going to ship enough to meet demand?
Oh, yeah. Somebody, Unhip Josh asks, will Nintendo ship enough? Yes. I think they must know.
Close.
Well,
I think they'll be close, right?
I don't know.
Not everybody's going to get one.
Right. It shouldn't
But
be it's not going to be like the NES Classic, but
Right.
you'll be able to, they probably pop up a little bit now and then.
And if you don't get one at launch, they're going to get them back in the stores pretty quickly. You're not going to be
Used, you
waiting.
mean? Is people going to return them, you're saying?
Well, no. Well, there might be ones that aren't selling on eBay that people return, but
People with giant hands. I honestly,
I'm
watched that.
saying that Nintendo is going to ship more of these very quickly.
I watched that Game Explain video, and to me, it looked like nothing. Who's gonna have that? The guy was struggling to get both hands around the fucking thing, so he could make the controller not work, or he was putting it
The whole
behind his
reason he
back.
was doing it though was because people were having the problem just playing it normally. So he was trying to recreate it and figure out what the issue was.
But maybe that wasn't the issue. Who was doing that? Nobody's playing like that.
Well, I think he was just showing that if there's some kind of thing blocking the signal.
Oh, like the block thing that I already forgot.
Like the
what it's
block
called.
or hands or
Charge block.
whatever else is going on in your room.
Can't they just put
Or
like
block.
mirrors inside the joy block thing to shoot?
Yeah, I think mirrors and then lasers.
Magnets
in
too
there as well.
to pull and push
Right.
the signal. That would be good. Some Mad Cat is going to figure this out. Hori, somebody, Nyko. I mean, they had the VR wristbands. They're going to come up with a solution for this. Come on.